family. Welcome to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vapes, or whatever you need to relax so we can get into this queen chat. I'm Monique Lovelace. Queens, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
Hey guys, what's up? It's TK Trinidad.
And today we are talking about female friendships, which I think is a good topic because, a lot of females is always calling me shady, but I'll just be real. I don't know why, Anyway.
You're funny. Monique, you're hilarious to me.
Something just real, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're kind of shady," and I'm like, "But why? I was just being honest."
That's because people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid of honesty, and I feel like when you give it to them, people are afraid of it. They don't know what to do with it, and that's why a lot of people are not honest. And when you are honest, some people are like, "Oh shit, they're honest." That's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a lot for people, but I don't know any other way to be, because if I try to like think about what I need to say in order to make your feelings feel better or make you feel better, I always end up not really saying how I feel, and then I get upset, and then when I come back to you to say what I really feel, then it's really probably sounds kind of mean because there's some resentment behind it as well. So I just have to say what I say, like, straight out. I feel like that's an East Coast thing, because in New York they're very straightforward.
Listen, I'm from New York, and I'm from New York, and sometimes I'm always like, Jesus Christ, New Yorkers are very to the point. They're
blunt.
very, very blunt. They mean well, but someone explained it to me great in LA. Someone I met who is from the East Coast, and they grew up in the West Coast, and they were like, I think it's great because New Yorkers will tell you how it is. Like they, even if they don't like you, you will get the job, but they'll tell you how it is. Where LA, right, the West Coast is a little bit different. If someone doesn't like you, you won't get the job, and it's a little bit more passive. So East Coasters are very known to just be straightforward. Sometimes a little too straightforward.
Right. And I think sometimes we as females, I include myself, that we can be kind of sensitive. But going into this episode, how many good, I will say healthy, how many good healthy female friendships do y'all currently have?
That's a good question. I have a lot.
It's funny. You said 20?
No, I said it's funny. I was just thinking, I'm like, it's funny because growing up as a tomboy, I would say things like, oh, I hang out with a lot of guys. Like that would kind of be my thing, not realizing that I have a lot of great female friends. Yeah. And now that I'm in my 30s, I do think it's weird when women are like, I'm not a girl's girl. No, I am a girl's girl, but I would say weird stuff like that when I was 16, and I understand why people say it. And I get it. So I don't want to say it's like ignorant, but I do think in my 30s now, I think of my great female friendships, and I'm like, wow, I really do have a lot of great female friends. Mine is interesting because I have different groups. Like I have my best friend from 4th grade. I have my high school girlfriends, which is like 3 or 4 of them. I have my college best friends, which is a good group. I have my 20s. And my friends that I met in my 20s, and now I have my LA girlfriend. So it's like, and I'm known for bringing all my friends together. I'm that friend. Oh, now, all my friends don't like that. They are like that. They know who they are. A lot of my friends don't like that. But what happens is I have such a great group of female friends, though you guys are all so different. Everyone meshes. So though a lot of my friends are like earth signs or air signs who may not like being put together with other groups, they end up vibing well with my other friends. So I do have a lot of, they do. Sometimes they'll be like, girl, I want to meet your new friends. But then they meet them and they're like, oh, okay. I see why you like them. Now, they're not saying that they end up being friends, but they get along and then they end up liking them. So I have a great group of healthy female friends now that I'm in my 30s.
I would agree. I have, like you said, I have friends from like elementary. I have friends from when I was in college. And then I have friends that I have made here in LA. And up until recently, I would say that I'd be like, oh, I only hang out with usually like, males, or, a lot of people always call that I hang out with gay males, and especially my family, but because they really think they've cracked the code that I'm gay. And I'm like,
oh, my family swears I'm the biggest lesbian ever because I don't have a boyfriend. They're like, we love that for you. You should come out. And I'm like, I'm not, but okay, I wish I was. They swear since high school, they swear I'm just not coming out the closet. I'm like, if you guys knew who I was, I am out the closet, but okay.
Come out the closet, Kiki. Come out the closet.
They're like,
just say,
we love that you're a lesbian. I'm like, I'm not.
But I do have a good set of solid female friends.
Yeah.
I think I always say this. If you understand who I am, it'll be easier to hang around me. And I know that's crazy because you're like, damn, that sounds so selfish, but it really is, because I know who I am and I'm very confident in who I am. And a lot of females, I tend to intimidate a lot of people, period. But sometimes females can see that as like, oh, like I said, she's being shady, or she's this and that and the other. But really, it has to do, if you are solid with who you are, you can be solid with me, because I don't change up. I'm gonna be the same. I'm going to, do what I have to do in order to be me and be honest to me and be true to me. And then, I say what's on my mind. And if you don't like it, you can address it with me and I'll address it with you. Or if not, then it just is what it is, But I do have a solid group of female friends, I will say. But they are separate. I only bring certain people together. I can't bring the whole tribe together, because some you're like, Mo, why you hang out with her? She's weird. And then others are like, I have a group, a different group across the board of female friends. I'll say that.
Yeah. I have, for me, it's one of those things where, I don't even bother bringing my friends together because it'd be a situation. But I have a solid group of friends where, like, I don't know, when shit goes down and you need to, I don't know, it's called like ride or die. Like, if it involves the cops and getting chased, like, there's a core group of friends that'll be like, I'm on the plane, I got you. And so that's really like endearing, and it's from different levels. And it's just kind of like, there's like different levels. You have some of those friends who like know everything, and like at the end of the day, whatever you say to them, they're like a volt. Like, you don't even remember that you told them that. It's like, girl, you told me that like 2 years ago. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. So yeah, I have a really great close-knit group of friends, but it's like different levels. There's those ones that at the end of the day, they know everything. They know what's going down. Like, I have one friend, anytime now she told me to stop, but anytime a new guy gets introduced, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna send my kids down to you because they about to come in about 9 months or so. And she's like, calm down. So, but she's the one who talks to them and all this other stuff. So, but she's like a big sister to me. So yeah, I have like a good solid group of friends, but I'm just very particular on like all the information going to whoever. So it's like different levels to it.
I feel that. I'm like, there's certain people who know certain things. So I'm like, if something gets out, when I make it in life, I know who to come after. So right. I feel that. But speaking of friendship and love and gifting your friends, LaWand, our favorite brand. LaWand is a woman-founded premium brand of personal vibrating massagers that bring unparalleled quality to notoriously sketchy industry. And I bring this up because a lot of my friends, we have gifted each other sex toys. So I think that's actually pretty cool. That's the relationship that I have with my girlfriends and my guy friends. LaWand originated as one hell of a classic wand. And all of us here at Queens Uncut, we can attest that we all have some of the products. Designed with pleasure in mind for all bodies, LaWand embraces and champions intimacy for all with powerful, versatile pleasure tools that insist on bringing you to the next level. And we champion LaWand. We love it. We have our own experiences with it. They have travel kits. As Monique said in one of our last episodes, we had Tracy, who is a part of the LaWand family, and she was on for Anal August. So make sure you guys check that out. And someone like me who I thought I was well educated in sex toys. I'm not. So when I go on the wand, I am so educated. There's so many different toys and pleasures for couples and non-binary people and anal and vaginal and strap-ons, and it's just great. And it's a luxury brand. They don't look like the average sex toy. They're very fancy looking, and I absolutely love them. So they don't look like the average vibrator. It's really fancy. You can have them in your room and people may not even know that it's there. So make sure you guys check out La Wand.
Right. Go check them out at lawandmassager.com. Okay. Yes. Okay. So speaking of gifting, how have your relationships been with your female friends? So, kind of like how, when you have the separate relationships with the female friends, how have they been?
They've been pretty good. Like, I mean, it's funny because most of my friend groups is usually like a group, it's like a number. It's like three. There's only like 3 of us. And I have like 500 group chats because it's like each different group of friendships. And I'm like, fam. And iPhone does this thing now where you can pin the group chats to the, like at the top of your messages. And all of them are just chats of my different friend groups. So over the years, my friendships have been great, and I believe that like they've gotten a lot stronger. A lot of my friends are based out on the East Coast, and I moved to the West Coast. So we try to communicate as much as possible. And I may not talk to my friends every day, but we talk every day. You know what I'm saying? Or like when we check in, whether it's social media, whether we're in a group chat, whether it's anything FaceTime, we try to stay in contact as best as possible. And I will say, coming back to the East Coast, I got the chance to be with my East Coast girlfriends, and it has just been a great experience. Because, when I come home for only Thanksgiving and Christmas. I've been here for a year, and I got to see them go to birthdays, baby showers. I'm an auntie. Like, it's such a great experience. And I've known a lot of these people. My best friend just had her baby. I've known her since 4th grade. So I don't even call her my friend anymore. I call her my sister. My high school girlfriends, we're planning a trip. I've known these girls since I was 13, and we've never been anywhere together. So it's really interesting to see, like, all of us mesh and bond with each other, and seeing me develop new friendships in LA, because I was like, I'm done meeting new people, but bonding with new females. And I'm like, okay. So the group of friends that I do have, and of course,
so you felt that way when you got to LA, like you was like, I have enough.
Yeah, friends. Because I got to LA later in life. I came to LA when I was 29 going on 30. So I was like, I'm good. Like, but me, I'm a very friendly person. So that's something about my friends. They joke because they're like, Nakia, you're so friendly. You always meet strangers. And they used to hate that because I'm the girl that's very inviting in. Like and that person that's like, come party with us. And my friends will be like, bitch.
Right. I'm that friend. I'm like, who is this?
Yeah, so when I got to LA, I was like, I'm tired. I know I'm going to be friendly, but to actually meet good people and to be friends, I think that's pretty dope. So I've met some great guys and girlfriends, but my girlfriend relationships have definitely gotten stronger. And I now laugh at who I was in high school, because I used to be like, I hang out with mad guys. And now I'm like, ew. I love my female friends. Why did I ever do that? Like, and I think it's a girl thing. I think girls, as women, we get intimidated by a lot of females, and to us in our mind, some of us think it's easier to hang out with guys, but I'm like, I fucking love hanging out with women. I have straight male friends, but I'm like, I'd rather hang out
with my girlfriends. Yeah. Me too. Like, I definitely, I will say this. Oh, let me preface this. The reason why we're talking about this is because in September is a National Women's Friendship Day. Aww. So, I think this is a great way to pay tribute to our friends as well. Our female friendships, because they are super important. And I realize that too. Like, my best friend, everybody knows about my best friend. He's come on the show. I talk about him all the time. He's going to listen because he listens to every episode. And I love him to death. Like, that's my ride or die. I talk to him about a lot of things, but he's still a male, and it's just nothing like sometimes talking to your girlfriend. Like, you can kind of complain to your girlfriends. You complain to your male friends. They be like trying to hurry up, and
they don't want to hear that shit.
They want to just like problem solving when you're like, I just need a bit. And your girlfriends are gonna be like, yes, girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl, I feel you. You know that.
Because men, doesn't matter. Men, non-binary, queer, straight, men in general are just like, girl, please, I don't want to hear it. Where I feel like your female friends and family are like, okay. And I feel like too, because men, you know, our men friends, they try to give us the best advice as they can, but where women I feel like are a little bit more like they'll tell you to get your shit together.
I feel like
I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't agree with that, TK?
No, I mean, I at the end of the day, I don't know. I maybe because it's a storyteller in me. Like I create when I'm telling a story. If I want to vent, like I create the atmosphere. Like, you know, here, sit down, eat, and we talk, or even they're talking on the phone. Like, it's just like, okay, here's a series. Where now I get some of my men friends, they want like updates. Like, yo, what happened to that situation? Like, they call me for the updates, especially when it's all wrapped up, because this last year has been really a learning experience for me. So now I'm just tying shit. Like, we're not going long stories 3-4 years. Like, we like, all right, this is not gonna work. Like we're gonna wrap this story up. So I think men and female friends for me, like, I just went to Vegas the other day with the homie, and like, he's like, yo, so what happened to the, and he was I don't know if it's the way I tell it, because I have a very dry sense of humor. So if you like me, then you probably like my dry sense of humor, because I'm not for everybody. But he was cracking the fuck up. He was like, it's only you, like, only so. And I have a couple of male friends like that. So I mean, I don't want you to put all the men there. Some men don't mind listening to the story. Some
no, they
like,
don't.
right.
I like my men friends. I do, but
I mean, I feel like when you tell a story, this is, and I have to say what TK said, I don't all the way agree, Kiki, that your female friends will put, I think they agree with you. Like, your female friends are your yes friends sometimes. And
you don't need that yes friend all the time.
My ass. But I feel like I don't want to say all women and not all men, because I know I don't like to generalize. I'm just saying, I do think there's some, like, when I'm talking to my men friends, there's some things that I will leave out. Rather, when I'm talking to my female friends, I could be a little bit more open. Like, say I'm talking about something sexually, I can be a little bit more open, and not because I'm ashamed to talk to my male friends. It's just that sometimes I feel like they're not listening. So I'm always like, fuck. And some, don't get me wrong, there are some yes men and women, but I feel like for my female friends, might as well drag my ass. But they're like family to me, so might as well be like, bitch.
I feel like some of my, okay, so I do have some friends who will put me on my shit. Like, some of my female friends will put me on my shit. They'll be like, bitch, you know, that was not, you know what I'm saying? Or what the fuck was you thinking? Or why? Like, why, what made you do that? I have one female friend, and she's just really like, well, she'll ask questions, because that's her way of saying, you know, I don't agree. So she'll ask questions. But like, I do have female friends that, well, I do also have, I guess you are right, because I do have some who'll be like, oh, well, I don't know. But there are some who are like, yes, they'll follow along with the story and be like, yes, girl, yes, I don't know why he did. Girl, he's trash. Girl,
It's funny, my friend yesterday told me that her one female friend literally agrees with everything she says. And she's like, I don't need that. I need you to disagree with me. She's like, she literally agrees with everything. I'm like, see, yeah, you don't want someone like that. So
sometimes I need that. Sometimes I do need that. I need to feel like I just need to vent. Just agree with me right now. Eventually, because I'm a self-aware person. So eventually when I go back and I retell the story that I told to her to myself, I'll be like, no, you was really wrong. So I think my friends kind of understand me as well too. They're like, oh, she just needs the vent right now. She'll figure it out. But for the most part, like, I feel like my female friends do that more than my male friends do. Like, my male friends just kind of tune out. And I, like you said, Kiki, I'm going to probably not put all the details in with them that I would with my girlfriends.
Yeah, I keep some stuff from them. They like TK said, my male friends do be wanting the tea sometimes. I'll be like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so,
tell them the right story. What happened
guy,
here?
I'm like, and these are like my straight male friends. I'm like, okay, so they're like, so what? Tell us, you want our advice? I do feel like now guys now are trying to be like cooler, and they're like, so talk to us. And we're like, we've been trying to talk to y'all for hundreds of years, and now y'all want to listen? Please.
I have one male friend who I can go to and be like, listen, like sexually, and I'm like, listen, this is what he did, boom, 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 yada, yada, yada. And he'll be like, well, he doesn't really like you. And this is what check this, or this how boom, boom, boom. And then he'll try to hit on me for a little bit. And I'll be like, I don't know. And then we'll go back to the, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the straight male friends who always try to hit on you one way or another, whether it's from childhood to adulthood. I feel like they test it. They'll be like, so, oh no, okay, cool. But
sometimes they be giving some good guy advice though. Like, yeah. I know for me, I have that male friend, the professor. Shout out to the professor. I've talked about him a lot. I know when it's a serious situation, like men wise, when he calls, like if I'm talking to him via text and then he actually calls, I'm like, all right, now he gonna drag me. He's like, what the fuck you doing? And then he's gonna like give me the advice. And 10 out of 10 times, the advice he gives me, especially pertaining to men, up until a year ago, because now I felt spicy, and spicy is the truth. He's always been right.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like it's hard to get along with other females?
Not me. No, I love people. I think
I don't love people, but I just feel like
love people, but I don't think for me, it's funny. One of my best friends, she was on the show, like Sexy Lexi, and I met her in college. I was 17 years old, and she always tells this story of how we met. And it's funny because she's a true Capricorn queen. If anybody knows anything about Capricorns don't really fuck with people like that. They give you the side eye. They're like, who is this? So she's like, here I come. I had big curly hair. It was blonde. It was like this different type of blonde color. She's like, this girl comes up to me, and we were at this table signing up, and she's like, all of a sudden, this girl was like, hey, how are you? Like, and she was like, who the fuck is that? And she was talking about me. And I was like, hi, my name is Nakia. Da-da-da-da. And she said that though at first she thought it was weird, she went back and told her mom because we were coming to school for the first time, and she was uncomfortable being the only child. She had just lost her dad. These are things I didn't know. So she said she went home, told her mom, she's like, you know what? I met this girl who would not stop talking, but I actually really like her, and I think I want to live on campus. And she always tells that story about how we met. And I love that story because I didn't really know that's how it was coming off. And she was just like, yo, when I met you, I thought you were the fucking weirdest person. And she's like, I thought you were cool as shit though, because you were different. You were someone who I didn't meet before. So for me, it's not hard for me to get along with people. Don't get me wrong. I have had friends where I've lost some friendships. We have parted ways. But when I first meet people, it's not hard for me to get along with women. Like I would rather more, again, like I said, growing up, I was so team guy, where now that I'm older, I want to meet more women and get along with women and talk to women.
Yeah.
Now I'm older, because I feel like I didn't do that in my 20s. I was all about like, the guys. Now I'm like, no, I want to fucking talk to women. So it's not hard for me, but I do think, and I went to an all women's college. So I had my fair share there of drama, beefs. I think I got that experience at 17. So I went to an all-girls school. Don't ask me why I went to the all-girls school, but I went. So I got that, and it was a small liberals arts college of all women for 4 years. So went through a lot.
Yeah, I will say that yes, it was up until recently hard for me to get along with females, because I grew up in a town where most females don't get along. We're always fighting. It's small. And when you fight, you just don't like each other. And then I always kind of felt like the women, I was the only child. I always felt like, except for my grandmother, like I always felt like the women in my family were kind of jealous of me too. So that made me really always feel like females were out to get me, until I had one friend when I went off to Atlanta, and we were in the same, I went to a community college. I didn't finish, but but I went to a community college. I met this girl, and I really liked hanging out with her. And it came to the point where sometimes that happens. Like I really like hanging out with people, so they kind of latch on to me. And I'm a Scorpio, so it's hard for me to have anybody else in my space all the time, even if it's a partner. Like I'm like, just give me my privacy. Like that's me. So we became really close, and she used to always tell me, she'd be like, why every time we go out or do something, you always hating on other females? And I was like, shook, because at that time I still had pride and ego. And I was like, I'm the baddest bitch in the room. And so growth is real, y'all. Growth is real.
Right.
And it checked me. It was like, damn, am I always hating? So I started reading my thoughts like, okay, when I saw a female, am I hating on her? Am I always hating on her? And I realized like, yo, you can't keep going in this direction because you're in a bigger city. Not everybody is out to get you. So it kind of got better then. And that's when I started forming female friendships. Now I love having girls around. Let's have girl high tea. Let's go out to dinner. Let's do this. Like I need my girls. I need my girls. I need my girls. And so I love having my female friends around. I love having women around because it's just something about feminine energy or having that, you know, those different like this, like Black Queens Uncut, which is the reason why I felt like this would be great. But that was, I did usually have a problem with forming female friendships. But even like this, like Kiki, I don't know if you realize I'm a Scorpio. So I don't take to people quickly. I'm not the type of person who I kind of observe you and then I determine if I like you or not. And then maybe, well, if you ask me to do something, we might hang and then that's when I'll start forming. But Kiki, we didn't even start really having conversations lately. And, you know, just something like that is kind of how
I was raised by a Scorpio woman and my best friend is fucking Scorpio. So I get half of my family are Scorpios. I'm a sad. So I get it. I understand like Scorpios are paranoid sometimes. They don't let everybody in their circle.
Sometimes.
And I don't even know.
That's my mom, bro. Like, and I love that. I love Scorpios. Scorpios are like one of my second favorite signs of people. And I don't know because I'm a November Sag. I really do like Scorpio people. And like Monique said, like, I think doing this podcast got our relationship better because we started talking more. Like we knew each other from AfterBuzz. Same thing with me and TK. So that's why I'm like, it's easier now for me to get along with women. And not because I didn't always want to. I just always was like, guy, because I'm boy crazy. So I was like, oh, they got guy. If I got a guy friend, they'll bring more boys. Then I was like, ew.
Right. You even invited me to your house. Like I've been to Kiki's house. We knew each other from AfterBuzz, but it wasn't until recently that we started talking about things outside of like the podcast or like AfterBuzz or something. And it was like I always knew I liked Kiki, but
who doesn't like Kiki?
Huh?
I said, who doesn't like Kiki? Everybody.
A lot of people. I'm telling you, I don't know why, but they don't. I'm kidding.
But like, I felt like up until recently, that's when we kind of really got to like start.
Yeah, we started having like a friendship, and same thing. Like, me and TK had already had like a friendship, but it also took us a while because we were doing AfterBuzz, and I got it. I was like, all right, TK is the Leo with the walls up. Monique is a goddamn Scorpio. Scorpio's a fucking paranoid, and I understand that. Like that, in all my friend groups, they all have different signs, and it's crazy to me how we all get along. Like. My best friend from 4th grade is a Scorpio. My high school friends are all different. Alexis is a Capricorn. My friend Carlene's a Cancer. Keo's a Leo. Jazz is like they're all different and they all have different personalities. But I think now at 30 something years old, we almost said my age. 30 something years old.
You already know put it out there.
I've got to a place where my friends, I've been friends with these people for a long time. Where now I really know them and we communicate more, where maybe we didn't communicate as much as we used to. And even my LA friends, you know what I'm saying? Where now we're having like game nights and the girls are coming over and we're talking more, we're texting more. So I love that, you know, and I love my guy friends. Shout out to the guy friends, but I do think it's something special for female friends. Whether you have one female friend or 100, I just think female friends are very important to have.
Yeah. I'm getting like now, like other females will tell other females, it's like it's like different stages. And now with the wrestling network that I have now a whole group of people who watched us all on AfterBuzz, by the way, which is crazy to me because I have this like, oh yeah, I used to watch this show and I'm like, oh shoot, that's the show that I did with Kiki, or you know what I'm saying, or even when Total Divas. So it's like just getting a lot of people from that and a lot of business people but now I'm getting a group of friends who like want to just come because I have space now and they just want to come over. And it's like, but I didn't invite you over though. Like, they're like, no, you can work upstairs. Like, we cool. I'm like, so yeah, it's fun having that. It's just fun meeting new people. I do meet a lot of Scorpios, and I don't know why. It's just, but I've learned
they everywhere, child. They everywhere. Because their parents was doing it in the wintertime, and there's so much Scorpios.
So many, and I told Monique that when I first met, I was like, yo, I don't really fuck with Scorpios because they be keying your car. They just a certain breed. They're just different from Leos. I just meet so many Scorpios. But what I've learned though now is like, yo, I just want you to know I'm on your team. So, you know, I'm gonna give you your space. I was one who just didn't give people their space. Like, yo, what's going on? Like, you good? Now I'm just giving people your space. If you feel like you can call me and we can roll out, and I can call Pookie and them, like, let's go. If you feel like you want to call somebody else, cool. Like, at the end of the day, I've come to this point where, like, as long as you know that I'm here, because once you're on the team, you're on the team. If you choose to take yourself off the team, that's on you. So a lot of people is just kind of like, oh yeah, I talk to them maybe once every 6 months, but they know what the deal is. It's like, oh, you want to call old dude to chat? All right, cool. We gonna put up that Instagram page just to check a seat. All right, cool. I got you.
I have those friends too.
Yeah, it's like it's
protective friends.
Yeah, the detective friends. Yeah, you got those. Yeah, because when I first met TK, I told her, I was like, I really didn't think I was gonna like you at all. Like, just straight up, period. Because I'm the type of person who gets in and out, and I know Kiki keeps saying it's paranoid because I'm around a lot of, my mom was a Scorpio, my grandma was a Scorpio. The girl that I first met out here that I call my sissy because it's my nephew, my godson's mom, she's a Scorpio. My favorite cousin, who's like my sister, is a Scorpio. So I'm Scorpios. Yeah, I'm like, and I think it's also because we get each other. I don't think that it's a paranoia thing. I just think that Scorpios try to keep themselves away from drama as much as possible. And that's really what it is. It's like, do I want to deal with this today? But that's the thing. Like, I feel like we're only crazy if you make us go there.
Because my best friend,
we only come if you send for us.
I will say you guys, Scorpios, are very protective because my best friend, she's a Scorpio. Yes. She was born on Halloween. That's my sister, ride or die. She's very sweet. But she will let you know there's another side to her, and she has come to my defense a lot. And my mom, remember I said the thing about kids? My mom was that mom. My mom would be like 4th grade. She'd be like, what child I got to talk to? Who I got to be? I'm like, Mom.
That was my mom and grandma. That was my mom and grandma. And
so Scorpios are you guys are unique. You guys don't play, but you guys are, when you guys love someone, you guys are very protective because all my family, and I have a cousin who's a Scorpio, and she's so quiet. So quiet.
Those are the worst.
But people have pushed her and people have seen a different side of her. And my family's like, do not mess with her.
We are protective of the people we love, but think about how protective we are of ourselves.
Yeah.
So it is. And we don't come unless you sin. So if you sin, and we let y'all know too, like, listen, don't do it. Just don't do it.
I love Scorpio women.
There's another side. But I ended up being friends with TK, and I thought I wasn't gonna like her. I was like, I automatically thought I wasn't gonna like you. She started inviting me out. That's actually how we became friends, because she started inviting me to like different stuff, and I was like, okay, cool, because I'm down to always go.
Yeah.
It's just, you got to kind of bring me out of my protective, like, okay, you want to do this? And I'm like, okay, and then I'll kind of see if you are cool when we go out and see you in your environment, because then that lets me know kind of how you are. But other than that, like, I feel like the female friends that I do have, that's why I say they know me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, we get Mo. Like, you may not hear from me for a month, and then I'll just pop up, be like, hey girl, you want to go to, and some people take it personally, and the people who know me, they're just like, that's Mo. Like, we don't have to call her up every day, because most of the time she probably not every day. Or we don't have to, like, I had that conversation. I think I had that conversation with TK. I was like, listen, and it wasn't even me. I think she was like saying something, and I was like, No, we're Scorpios. We don't want to be talked to every day. That just seems like
that's crazy because my mother's obsessed with me.
So that's
What's your
probably
mom though?
right now you're in her phase.
So she's obsessed.
Because my mom does the same thing. I won't talk to my mom for maybe like 2 weeks or
what?
3
That's
weeks.
uncalled for. Uncalled for my mother. My mother's crazy. She calls me every day and texts me every day. Now she's here. We're in the same house, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm upstairs doing this podcast." That's why you guys see me go to bed. My mom came up here, and I'm like, "Bro, she's the best." I love her though.
I mean, you think about it because I remember when I went to college and came back, literally came and like lied down in my bed, and I'm like, bro, like you have your own bed, like what's. But then you kind of think about it because now that I've been away from home for so long, and there have been deaths in my family as well, and I couldn't go back. You realize, like, in a blink of an eye, like the child that you gave birth to is now a grown ass woman, and then there's going to be a where, you know what I'm saying, and now you're across country, and now you're in her, like, you know, I didn't appreciate it then, but you know, I'm sure you are, but enjoy those moments because then there's gonna be another time. There's gonna be another
thing. It happens even across. I love my mother to death. I'm the only child, so she has nobody else to bother. So across country, school, when I'm literally sitting next to her watching Downton Abbey, I went to visit her in Boston. She's like obsessed with me, but I'm the only child, so she has no other choice.
Right, I'm the only child too, but there's times that I don't talk to my mom for like a week or 2 weeks.
Child, my mother will call every damn person in LA. She don't hear from me in a week. She be like, where the hell is the kid?
I think my family just knows that I'm just like,
I feel that though. Like, and I'm that way. Like, I like my space. I'm a Sag, but I love my space.
But you're a very open person. I feel like you're way more open than I am.
I'm an open private person. It's weird. It's I'm very open, but Sagittarius were very private. So I'm open, but there's a lot of things people don't know.
Yeah,
I'm an introverted extrovert. So I'm a people. Sagittarius are people. We love people, but there's times people call Sagittarius weird because we can be a people person 99.9% of the time, and that 1% we be like. And we'll stay in our room for a week, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And we're like, "I'm fine," because we have to recharge. So we
all that energy you have to.
Drew used to be like, "Girl, are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. I just can't talk to no one for 5 days, and then I go again."
Right.
But no, I enjoy the friends.
What's something that y'all have actually dropped like female friends for? Like you like we good.
Oof. Oh, only 2 things, and it's only been 2 friends, and it's time. Like, I remember one friend is in high school, and we were supposed to go to an event or something like that. And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna be ready," and like they were just making up excuses. And I'm like, you could have just said we're not ready. Like, I've always been like that. Like, it's just like, and I don't mind. Again, like, you could be late, you could be whatever. Like, I'm when I if I say I'm coming to your house, like, I let you know before I leave. I let you know my ETA. Then I let you know, like, I'm almost there. Then let you know traffic, and not, you know, now everybody has that obsessive. But it's just kind of like now you're not valuing my time, so that means you're not respecting me. So that was one friend in high school, and there's one friend in college, and that's like the only thing, because there's like just different types of friendships. Like my hardcore friends that I've known them forever. It's like an understanding on both sides. Like, a lot of my friends are also Leos, so it's just like an already understanding that's like, you just like me. Like, we literally, my best friend, who's like, she's Vietnamese, but if you see us together, it's just like we're alike. We're 2 days apart. So it's just kind of like there's that understanding. But other than that, it's just a time. It's like more of a respect thing. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, well, you can't even. It's not like I'm gonna get down on you for being late or for not making it, for whatever. But it's just like, you just don't respect my time. And so that's the case. Then, like, we not rocking like that.
Yeah, I thought she meant time, like time has passed and they just kind of fell off. That's what has
no, most of my friends, I'm like, everybody that I've known, like, again, once you part of the team, like, you part of the team. Like if you choose to leave or you choose to like, yo, I don't really, fuck with her anymore, whatever, that's like on you. But at the end of the day, if you come back and you're like, yo, can we go and, key this guy's car or whatever? And I'm using drastic stuff. But it's like, at the end of the day, in my mind, because it already takes a point to get to that friendship, you're always going to be a part of the team. If you decide for whatever reason, and now I'm getting to the point where I don't even question anything anymore. Like, you do your life. Like before I'd be like, yo, what's good? Like everything's like, let's talk about it. If you're like, oh, I need some time, whatever, then cool. But now I don't even ask any questions because it's just like, everybody has to go through their thing. I'm going through my journey. Like, I have 3 therapists. So it's just kind of like, I'm going through my thing. I'm trying to grow. So now it's just like, you have to respect the process. So, but at the end of the day, once you if you got my real number, because I have 4 numbers now, if you got my real number, then you're most likely part of the team. Like that's
when I first met TK, she gave me like 5 different numbers. I'm like, bro, I'm not saving none of the numbers on my phone. So which one do I text?
Right, exactly.
He's like, anyone. I'm like, TK, I'm not playing this game with you. You can ask me. I was like, tell me the number to text because I'm not texting 5 numbers.
No. But here's the thing. You could text me on any of the numbers. Your name is saved.
And I did not save the number until she gave me her real. I was like, I'm not saving your name in my phone till you give me your real number because I'm not playing this game with you. I'm not saving your Google number in my phone.
Guys get so upset about that. A Google number is like, I don't know you, bro.
I'm saving that shit. I was like, you give me your real number, I'll save it, girl. If not, I know who this is. I'll scroll up to TK.
Right. I got one number and that's it. If I need to change it when I, get to a certain level, then
Child, I think because I've only had 2 numbers in my life, and I've had the same one since like college.
Ooh, girl,
I get random text messages. I'm like, who the fuck is this? But like TK said, like me personally, like a lot of my friends are still my friends. So like the people, it's either when I was a kid, a lot of people like we grew apart, but it's all respect because we're like Facebook friends. But I never really lost friends. It's not until I got to college and I lost people who I thought were friends, and they ended up coming back around. So I never really let go of friends. I never was like, I don't want to be this person's friend before. And you guys know me, I'm very blunt. I communicate everything. So I'm that friend that's like, there's an issue, we're going to fucking talk about it. We're going to resolve it. Whether we leave here not being friends or not, I can't do the passive thing. So I never really like TK said, like, once you're part of the team, you're part of the team. If you decide to leave, then you decide to leave. And I've had that happen a few times. And then those people end up coming back. So and it's not to toot my own horn. But that happened in college and that happened recently in LA. Like I lost like 2 friends, but respectfully, love is still there. And I know what we had before. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. And I don't harp on that. I used to harp on shit like that because I was such a, what did I do wrong? I need to figure out what I did wrong. I love everybody. But then as I got older, I was like, no, I got to respect it. Whatever they're going through, they're going through. And maybe if they come back around, they'll let me know what it is that I did wrong. Right. But I can't harp on that. I can just deal with the friends that I have and hope that they communicate with me and tell me where I'm not being a good friend. And that's why I say me and my friends now, our relationships have gotten better where we communicate more now. So if someone feels like I'm lacking in this area and X, Y, and Z, we communicate that. But I never the only time I lost friends is we grew apart. But again, we're on social media. I see I grew up in Brooklyn when I was a kid. So those friends I grew apart from because I moved to Boston, but we follow each other on Facebook and we say like happy birthday. And it's just like, 10-year-old Nakia is different from 35-year-old Nakia, so we wouldn't hang out, but respectfully. Right. But my friends, I still have the same friends.
Right. Yeah. Clearly, and me and her was just talking about it. I still have a friend from elementary. I mean, we met in kindergarten. And I was like, girl, at this point, she was like, don't let me find out we real family. I was like, girl, at this point, we are family. She's like, you
family. That's not even friendship no more.
Yeah.
Family.
So, yeah, at this point, we family. Like we ride or die, even if we don't talk every day, because we don't talk every day. But we are ride or die because she's a Leo too. She's a Leo. And so but it's ride or die, like, you know what I'm saying? So that is something there. And then I have my friend from high school who it's funny because I would say the same. I would say, with time, some people have just fell off because you go off, you get married or you have kids and you start doing things and you're not in the same state and it's just hard to keep up with each other, but you still follow each other on like Facebook and stuff like that. So with time, sometimes it does fade out of what y'all used to have and how close y'all used to be. So I have had that. But as of recently, God has clearly been doing something, because I will hit up somebody and before you know it, they ain't answered. So then I'll be like, oh, okay, like that's weird. And then I'll get on like Instagram or Facebook and I'll be blocked. And I'm like, I ain't talked to you in like years or like a month, like months. And they're not they clearly, I have found myself on the something I did. And I don't know. That's happened with 2 friends lately in the past couple of months.
That happened to me, and that shit blew my mind. I was like, "Did I miss something?
Yes,
did I black out and forgot that I did something?"
Ghosted, and you're like, "Yo, we've been friends for like years."
But you know what I mean? I seen that somebody recently said on Twitter, like, friendship relationships are just as traumatic and friendship breakups as like a boyfriend and girlfriend breakup. And I had to think about that too. Like, you know what? That is true.
Yeah, but you don't know if you went through a breakup, then how are you gonna go through it? Like, did the person break up with you? You didn't realize that you broke. Like, it's just like, wait,
like ghosting, like, because like, you know how guys and girls ghost relationship, but they say friendship ghosting, friends do it too. Oh, like Mo said, that happened to me with 2 of my friends. I was like, damn, oh, okay. We're like, for a few months.
You just go and you realize that you are no longer friends, and you're like, wow, like what happened? I mean, I can't really like say anything. I wish you well. I wish you well on your journey. Love you, and hopefully you're okay.
Right.
But you know, it's weird because you know, when you're friends for so long and you know so much about each other and you've seen each other go through so much journey, I think sometimes it can be harder than like a breakup unless you've been together for a while.
I think so too.
And they ghost you. But that's happened to me in the past couple of months. And through astrology, you kind of know why old things are falling off and things that don't serve you anymore are falling off. But it was really weird because one, I had been friends with since high school. And I mean, we knew everything about each other. And then the other one was since I had moved to LA, and we had been through some rough, hard times together, and we laughed about it and everything. And I was cut off. I mean, there's been times where I've been cut off and I'm just like, I wasn't really, you know, that person doesn't really bother me, but whatever. But you know, the last few that have happened out of nowhere, that was kind of like a traumatic thing. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're not friends.
It's traumatizing. That traumatized me because I'm not a fan of ghosting. So friendship ghosting is hard. So 2 people who I've known for a really long time that I consider really good friends ghosted me, and I was just like, what the F? Because I'm so used to people putting it out there what happened and nothing, no communication, just nothing. So and it was hard for a few months, but I started to take a step back and was like, you know what? I'm going to try to be in their shoes, and maybe there's something that they just needed to part ways. I'm not like that. I'd rather just say what it is, but maybe that's just how they deal. And I'm just like, I just have to go further in life and be with the friends that I do have and continue to give them success. And but you're right, it's traumatizing.
And be thankful for them and grateful for the ones that are there to support you. Because you can't focus on somebody if ghosting is not a personal thing. So I can't take it in as a personal thing. If we didn't have that conversation, then that has to do with you. I can't take that on because you didn't have the conversation with me, and I'm not a mind reader. So at the end of the day, I got to let that go. And if you decide to come back and say something, but I just know by what the relationships were, and there was no contact for like a few months before, you know, they even like did something like that. I know it's not me. And I'm just like, God, I know you're doing something. And that's fine by me. All I can do is, like you said, be grateful for the new relationship. It's just making space for the new relationships that are supposed to be in my life because I asked for something.
Right.
And that's cool. And if you grow and you come back, like y'all said, you're part of the team, we can have a conversation. I don't let you back in that easy.
Okay.
I don't trust you like that now. I am a Scorpio. You do some shit like that, I'm gonna be like,
you come back, we're gonna have a conversation of what happened and how we can fix it going forward. And again, like I said, like I got to a better space where now I'm thankful for the relationship that I had with these people, and now I'm moving forward, and they're moving forward with their lives. I wish them nothing but success. I don't speak bad on them. I pray they don't do the same thing for me, and I'm just focusing on the friendship that are there.
Exactly. And that's all you can really do. You can't really do anything else. And at the end of the day, you're just kind of like, okay, if that's what it's supposed to be, that you're older. I feel like if I was in my 20s, I would have took it a little like bit harder.
Hey, growth in your 30s is different, man.
Growth in your 30s.
When you look at yourself in your 30s, you'll be like, damn, this is what my aunties and them was talking about when I was like 25. Right. But your 30s are so lit because your 30s, you're just like, shit. You really grow and you really don't care about the small shit anymore.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't. You don't. And I told my mom that just recently. I was like, Ma, why didn't nobody tell me about my 30s? Didn't nobody tell me that I would be feeling this way in my 30s?
I love it. I love the 30s. People in your 20s, don't rush it. Have a good time. But your 30s, don't be hard on yourself. 30s are a good time too.
They really are. They really are. They're a beautiful time because you can just let a lot of shit that you used to hold on to go. You don't even stress. I talked to Mom. I was like, Mom, stop stressing.
Okay.
Vacay. She was like
30-year-old Kiki is just it's great. I love it. My friendships in my 30s are great.
Yeah.
I love taking my friendships from like 4th grade and seeing them evolve in our 30s. I'm like the auntie to their kids. I think it's a beautiful thing to look back on my childhood friendships, and I'm still friends with these people today, and now we're all family members. So
right.
And I'm Auntie Kiki. I got a lot of nieces and nephews. I am Auntie Kiki, child.
The rich auntie. That's
what I'm like, ooh. I'm the rich auntie with no kids, so I'm like, okay.
That's what matters too. I don't know what happened to TK. She dropped off, but I definitely will wrap it up with this. The last question is, how have you been inspired by some of your female friends?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yes. I'm the conversation curator.
I love this. I love a lot of my female friends, and I've been inspired. It's funny because like a lot of my female friends tell me that I inspire them, and I'm like, how, fam? And a lot of them were like, it's because you got up and you moved and you do something different. And I'm like, no, you guys inspire me. Yeah. You women are like, and I hope a lot of my friends listen to this, and I just want them to know that I love them so much. They inspire me. They have challenged me. They have they've encouraged me. They've pushed me.
Yes.
They have, because I get in my way a lot. And this, Monique and Josh and TK. I get in my way a lot when it comes to a lot of things. And my friends have definitely pushed my ass and was like, absolutely fucking not. So they've inspired me in so many different ways. I love seeing them become moms, wives, girlfriends, business owners, homeowners. They're living their best lives. They're beautiful. I'm proud of every single one of them. I look at every single one of them. I'm obsessed with my friends. I won't acknowledge it because I'm a Sagittarius and we have fucking pride issues, so we'll never tell you that. But my female friends, every single one of them are amazing, and I just love where it's going, and I can't wait to see it in our 40s, our 50s, and our 60s. So my friends are dope. I love them, and I'm just proud of every single one of them. They all bring something different to the table, so I'm proud to see them be who they are.
Right. I'm putting on my lip gloss, y'all.
My lip gloss is popping. Lip gloss is cool.
Is TK coming back on? It looks like she's trying to make her way back on, but
my way downtown.
I ditto all of that. I retweet all of that because I feel like you see how strong females are. That's why I love being around them now. Like the resilience in the women, especially Black women, the resilience in a Black women community is beautiful to me. So I feel like I'm super inspired by my female friends because like you said, Kiki, they inspire me to keep going, to keep pushing, to, get clear on the things that I want in life. Like the friend that I was just with in Atlanta, she lives in Atlanta now that I've known since kindergarten. We were sitting there and we were talking about, because she's been with this guy for a minute and it looks like, they're going to get married. And I was excited. I was like, girl, let's find the dressmaker and all this, and it gave me excitement to see how my friends are moving up. And, a lot of my friends love luxury. We're the luxury Black women. We like luxury, like doing things in style and in luxury. And that inspires me to step up my game as well. Cause I'm like, yo, if she can have it, why wouldn't I want it for myself? And it's very inspiring. And I love seeing just how we all evolve, and we can sit down and still talk about how we evolve and what we're doing and how everybody's moving forward. And like you said, when they have kids or they're getting married or they're building a business, being right there to see it is so inspirational.
Yeah.
So that's when. So TK, I just asked the wrap up question. She's back on, y'all. How have your female friends inspired you?
Yeah. Shout out to Holiday's Janky Wi-Fi. Jesus. My friends. I mean, my one friend where we were born 2 days apart, like we're both, I don't know, we always have a million things going. Like she just landed a show in Canada on HGTV. She's just doing, and she still has a government job. That's the whole joke. Like she has like 4 or 5 jobs. So when we talk, we always like talking about our different businesses. So there's that inspiration, but also too, we both went through it mentally within the last year and a half. And it's kind of funny how we went through it tandem, meaning that she was going through it and I was just like distraught because I couldn't be there physically for her. And then vice versa, it was the same thing. And, without like even just going into, sometimes just being on the phone was just like helpful. So there's that. And then as far as, I just get inspired by women, period. Especially women who are, I shouldn't say especially women who are, because there are women who just like, not everybody could do a million things. That's not their calling. Like I just get inspired by people who are living their best life and they're truly happy. Like if you happy working a marketing job and you just doing you and you like you do the drinks and you do all this other stuff and like all that stuff, like I'm just happy that you're happy, and that really just inspires me. And I do get inspired, like, damn, one day I want to be able to like go out to happy hour on a regular basis, but that's just not my life at the moment. But I'm happy too. So I'm just inspired by women who are just doing amazing things and they're living their best life, and or they're not living their best life, but they're trying to figure it out.
Yes.
Right. Well, that wraps up this episode, and happy National Women's Friendship Day, y'all.
Aww.
Where can they find it? Let the Queendom family know where they can find you.
Yes, if you guys are my friend, my Instagram friend, you guys decided to my DMs at Kiki Boom Boom.
And you want to be my friend and you want some body butter and some massage candles, you can go to Center.co. Or if you like fighting and all that good stuff, you can go to Fight TV, or you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad.
And you can find me on IG at It's Monique Loveless. Also, make sure you catch us on all social media platforms at Queens Uncut. Our good Queen Kiki is holding it down over on social media. Woo.
I hope you guys like all the vibrators that I post.
Yes, all the sexual talk, the orgasms, and all that great stuff. Okay.
Oh, it's so funny. Before you get out of here, I'm sorry. There's this one guy. He hit me up. He saw the anal episode. That was the very first episode he ever saw, and he's like, "What you girls be?" I was like, "You have to watch it in its fullness. Just watch it in its fullness.
Watch them in their fullness." On YouTube at Black Queens Uncut. Also, make sure you can catch us on our website as well, because we have everything there, where every episode, every video, all of it. So www.blackqueensuncut.com. We love you, Queendom family. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday, and make sure you catch up on our last season 1 and 2. We're now in 47 countries. Hop on in, okay? We love you, Queendom family. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.